God's anointed child. My name is Latoya. So today I want to read in the book of Matthew. I'm going to read from Matthew 12, verse 43 onwards to 45. And I'm still on the topic about unclean spirit, and saints can be possessed as unbelievers. So, and I keep telling that I'm a true testimony, and people that I had encounter with, how I see how the spirit oppress them, depress them, and we ask, like, can saints be possessed by wicked spirit? And I said yes. And when I said yes, I'm gonna make an illustration because I didn't make one before. So like, if call it, say, a parent, they grow up their child in the ways of the Lord. So this child don't know anything about the sin of the world. So when I mean the sin of the world, they just always been caged in the church, and all they know is the church. They haven't commit any fornication or anything like that. After they reach a certain age, they marry and carry on. So such a person, I don't believe that person can be demon possessed, because they're always in the light, surrounded by the family if they're living right. And the fact that they didn't open doors spiritually for any spirit to come in, so I assume such a person cannot be possessed. Now, like, for example, like a believer now that goes out in the world, fornicates, start doing drugs, all kind of abuse, they open doors of spirit, then they come back, now they repent, they say, Lord, I'm sorry, and probably rebaptize. Now, some spirit might go during that process, and some have stronghold, they don't go. So you understand? So in a sense like that, just like a Christian can wake up tomorrow, be diagnosed with cancer, terminal illness, and I know for a fact that cancer is a spirit. No matter the diagnosis, no matter how they write it around, I know point blank. And because of sin of the world, that's when sickness and disease come. God created a perfect world for us, and there was none of that. But anyway, no further ado, let me read. So I'm reading from the King James Version. So it said from 43, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. When he said, I will return unto my house whence I come out. And when he is come, he find it empty, sweep, and garnished. Then goes he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. So the Lord is letting us know that, we open doors for unclean spirit to come in, and some of us, we close the door, and some of us, the door is still open. Basically, we're still living the life, a very sinful life, and we're doing very bad things, like really heinous things. And that's when he said that, you once see a person, you will say, oh, that person was so nice, he was so kind. And then you will just hear that person start doing evil, hurting people, robbing and stealing. And, it's just that the spirit probably leave him, because some people, they go realize that there's something wrong with them, and they will go into a church, and the pastor will just pray for them, and they get the deliverance there and then. And then, the pastor don't go deep, and they don't join. They just leave. They just leave, and they will just continue their life, like, the spirit come out, and that's it. They don't need to follow up, they don't need to follow the laws and the ways of God. And then it just show you that spirit come back, and it brings 7 more spirit, and it's even worse than it's before. So that's what I'm saying. So for me, being possessed and oppressed, it was like I mentioned that, signs you have is you constantly having the panic attack, and you might just feel ill, and they run tests on you at the hospital or wherever you go. They can't find a solution. Random people can walk up and tell you things. Dreams that you're having, there's people that when you have dreams, there's people that will tell you your dreams, that they can tell you that you're having disturbing dream, and because it's demons and they know each other. So for me, I used to have some strange dream, but when I go to a church, there would be a random sister that would tell me, oh, I saw this and I saw that, and it would be like the same thing I dreamed. She saw that in her dream as well, which I couldn't understand. And you'll hear voices, and that's definitely when you have that. They just label it as schizophrenic, they label it as ADHD and stuff like that, but no, that's a whole spirit. And some people say I take the medication, and it's just like I said, it's always something that suppress it, or it just reduce the effect of what's going on and make you numb, but it don't actually deal with the surface, and the surface is light. So you need light to expel any form of darkness. For me, I tell you that when I'm praying, then what was in, because I tell you that nobody around me so far could have cast it out. So I have to dwell in light, and I have to just trust that the same thing that God did to Paul, he allowed to happen to me and allow me to go through and to give a testimony about it now. So I'm just letting you know. So like, some people can hear when I talk, sometimes if I'm angry and I rage, then my voice will change. And who knows me will know that's not my voice. And like, I tell you that because the thing is in you and it take possession. So like, if somebody is coming that probably have a stronger spirit that want to destroy you, because he wants to keep you, he will try to tell you to don't go to that atmosphere, and he will tell you that that person want to harm you. So being that's where the woman was telling she was crying out, oh, these two men are man of God that's in the Bible. They are man of God, until Peter silenced her and said, shut up, you have an unclean spirit, because he could tell. So although she knows things, so certain time you have the unclean thing, you have to know, is Jesus that telling me this, or it's the devil? So like, the devil can tell you things that it seems like it's protecting you, but it's not. So don't play with it. So the playing with the devil is like playing with fire, definitely gonna get burned and consumed. So no matter if you're demon possessed, so you can stay in your words, pray, seek the face of God, and you can get deliverance by the Lord on your own, through dream, through vision, through people. Your deliverance can come through any form if you're seeking for your deliverance. And if you don't get delivered, then at the time that you want it, do not lose hope, because at the end of the day, if the devil had the upper hand to destroy you, he would not wait. He wouldn't be like just hiding and stuff like that. So secondly is like this: when you meet other people that possess evil, like for example, I was on a train, and when I was on the train, there was this strange man came up, and he was just touching little boys in their head, and I know that he was like putting something on them and taking something off. So one of the little boy was just little and pure and innocent. So I walked over to him and I said, do you know the man that touched you in the head? He said, no. And I find that so strange. And I said, yes, because he did something and I wanted to pray for the boy there and then. But this was total stranger. So after I came off the train, this guy came over to me and he was just looking at me, eyeball to eyeball. And he said, so he didn't move his lips, but I could hear him. And he said, I don't know you. My mission is not for you. And if you ever try to interrupt what I'm doing, I will destroy you. This man didn't move his mouth, but I could hear everything that he's saying. Like, you would have, like, for example, I was lying down and I could hear a song playing. Like, I could hear someone playing a song, and it was in my left ears. And while the song is playing, I'm listening to the song, but then when I look around, I see the face of an a spirit, but it comes in the face of an animal, like a cat. And then I couldn't move. I was so drained that the spirit came around me. So I began to pray. So you will have a lot of demonic attack. You will hear things that is just not, you're in your house and you hear music playing in your right ears, and it's like song that you relate to and song that and you just have to rebuke that. So when you see these things, don't play with it. Go and seek deliverance. For me, I ask God every day, like, God, I don't know what this is, and I know that I have the power to expel things, but what's in, I need help to casting it out, and I wait for when you want to do it. But for now, like, I'm in my right mind and the enemy did not consume me. So you can detect a lot of evil people around you and you can see a lot of evil. That doesn't mean that that's the Lord showing you, because if you're not living a holy life and a righteous life and not living for God, that can't be the angel showing you random things like that. No, that's the devil showing you things. And that's when you thought, no, they give you pill to suppress it. But like I said, it's just a surface, just like the people in the church. You just negotiate with spirit and you feel like you're delivered, but you're not. But you have to find a Bible believing church, ask God, and that's it so far. I can do another video about the rest, And yeah, so anyway, if you like my